Under the direction of Kevin McCann. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you to the kids. It's been great. They've been waiting, and we were going to go on about a half hour ago, so they've been out in the parking lot. I've found out a couple of things. You see me walking back up the aisles. I was going out to tell the kids, we're coming, don't worry, don't worry. All right? Okay, so I got your attention, right? Yeah. You better pay attention, because we're going to do some cool things. You're going to see some great video. You're going to have a lot of fun here. And you're going to learn some stuff that you can put into practice right away. But here's the point. Where is the marching band in everything you do? Anything you've got that's important. Where is your version of the marching band? How are you going to get anybody's attention? Every time I start on a project, the first thing I think about is where's the marching band in this? Where is the wow factor? By the way, and I'll use those of your parents, it doesn't always work, okay? I love this cartoon Zits. Any of you have teenagers, you really got to read it. But where's the wow factor? Where is your wow factor? In everything you do that is important to you. Where's the marching band? That's the key thing, okay? Now, let's go on to the point that you're going to take away and you're going to put into practice everywhere. And in 10 years from now, if you see me, and the metal members who've seen this before will tell you that they use it. It works. And I discovered it by going back and looking at my successes and my failures. It's called the magic of threes. There is a real magic to threes. There's the Holy Trinity. There's the three wise men. There's three strikes and you're out. Okay? There's the three little pigs. Right? Goldilocks and the three bears. And three beats to a joke. Truly, the best jokes always have three beats to them. Look, here's a great example of it. Okay.
Don't worry, Harry! I'll get him! Ow! Right in the stars! That's two. Come on, let's get him. Oops. That's three.
Three. You know, the magic of threes. Here, now I want you to look at these pictures. Somebody sent me about 30 of these, and I picked out about 6 or 7. But look at these pictures, and think to yourself, would these pictures have the same impact if there were 2 instead of 3, or 1 instead of 3? Isn't that cute? Yeah. So now, let's talk about how do you apply this concept of the magic of threes. Because the fact of the matter is, you can't get anybody's attention unless you reach them in a concentrated period of time with at least 3 impressions. And those impressions have to come from different directions. And I consider social media only one of those directions. Don't consider that you can do email and Instagram and tweet and all those, and consider that it's 3 different directions. Because I'll tell you what happens. People see the first one if they read it, and then they ignore the others. Social media is great as one of the directions, but you've got to find other ways, and here's some examples. I was giving a speech to New York Life Insurance, to the New York Life Insurance people, and it was their top salesman in the West. There were about 800 salesmen there. And what I do always, before I give a corporate speech, is I go in, try to go in a day early, meet with their top people, and see where the way they operate and the successes they've had relate to the things that I teach. So I was meeting with a guy named Rick Paulson, who was the #1 salesman in the Western United States for New York Life Insurance. And I said to Rick, what do you do when you prospect a client? I'd already learned that the insurance people called prospecting the client when they went out to try and get a client to buy insurance. I said, have you got 3 things that you do? He said, it's funny that you would mention 3 things. He said, you know, I really do 3 things each time. He said, before you ever hear from me, before you get a call from me, there will be somebody who will call you, whose call you'll take, somebody either that you know, but certainly somebody who knows me well, and somebody that will talk to you, and what he'll say is he'll say, look, Ken, you're going to get a call from this guy who wants to sell you insurance. His name is Rick Paulson. But the fact of the matter is, I don't care whether you buy insurance from him or not. This guy he's got a family like yours. He's a basketball player like you are. He's big in charity like you are. He said, I don't know if you buy insurance from him, but I'll bet you guys will become best friends. Well, I said, Rick, that's fine, but I'm in my office. The minute I hang up the phone, my secretary's going to come in and say there's some crisis on the road with Tricia Yearwood. Actually, she called one time and said, my bus is on fire, but I'm staying on it as long as I can so the media gets here. I'd really appreciate my doing that. True story. I'm tough as a manager. But anyway, I said, so that's going to happen. I said, my wife's going to call and say, what time are you coming home and what do you want for dinner? I said, I'm going to have some papers to sign. I said, your guy's call is not going to be my priority, right, Ken? I mean, it's not my priority. I don't know who he is. I've never heard it. He's going to sell me insurance. I said, I'm going to forget about it in 2 minutes. He said, don't worry, it's only number one. He said, that night when you go home, there's going to be something in the mail for me. There's going to be something on television. There's going to be something else where you're going to get handwritten note stuff is going to come to your house and you're going to see that. I said, okay, fine, except, my daughter's going to say, can you help me with her homework? Or, my wife's going to say, we've got to eat now, or I'm going to get a call with a crisis on the road, which came at all times of night when I was a manager. And those of us that are a few managers here know that that's the situation. I said, again, I'm not going to really think about it. He said, that's all right, it's only number two. He said, number three, I'm going to invite you to a charity event that I do every week. I'm doing charity events. You're going to see me in action. People are going to talk about what a great guy. I'm not going to call you until after the third thing. And then I'm going to call you. So I tell this story to the New York life insurance people. And, I get a phenomenal reaction from them. I get first time ever, I get a standing ovation when I finish the story in the middle of my speech. That's on a Saturday. Monday morning comes. I get a call from Rick Paulson. Rick says, listen, that story went over phenomenal. I'll bet you're going to keep that in your talk. He says, and I'll bet that's going to be a highlight of your talk. Now, wouldn't it be a much better story if you bought $1 million policy?